To understand Lamborghini, we must first understand Italy. In the early 1900s, Italy was not a rich country. Most people lived in small towns and villages. Many worked on farms. Life was simple, and it was often hard. There were no big factories like today. There were no modern highways. Cars were rare. Tractors were rare too. Farmers used animals like horses and oxen to work in the fields. Italy had beauty. Rolling hills, vineyards, olive trees, and old stone houses. But it did not have much money. This was the world where Ferruccio Lamborghini was born. Ferruccio Lamborghini was born on April 28, 1916. He was born in a small village called Rinazzo di Cento in northern Italy. His parents were farmers. They worked very hard every day. They expected Ferruccio to grow up and work on the farm too. But Ferruccio was different. Even as a child, he was not very interested in farming. He was interested in machines. Ferruccio loved to take things apart. If he saw a tool, he wanted to understand how it worked. If something was broken, he wanted to fix it. He liked metal, engines, and moving parts more than soil and crops. His father noticed this. Ferruccio was not lazy. He simply had a different mind. Instead of becoming angry, his father allowed him to study mechanics. This decision changed history. As a teenager, Ferruccio went to a technical school near Bologna. There, he studied mechanics and engineering basics. He learned how engines work, how to repair machines, how to use tools correctly, how to build mechanical systems. He was a fast learner. Teachers saw that he had talent. He understood engines quickly. He did not just memorize lessons, he truly understood machines. By the time he finished school, Ferruccio was ready to work with engines professionally. But the world was about to change. In 1939, World War II began. Italy joined the war. Like many young men, Ferruccio was called to serve in the military. Because he had mechanical skills, he was not sent to the front lines with a rifle. Instead, he worked as a mechanic in the Italian Air Force. This was very important for his future. During the war, Ferruccio worked on military vehicles and equipment. He repaired trucks, military machines, engines, generators. He became very skilled. In war, machines break often. You must fix them quickly. There is no time to wait. Ferruccio learned how to solve problems fast, work under pressure, use limited materials, create solutions from nothing. These skills later helped him build his business. In 1945, near the end of the war, Ferruccio was captured by British forces. He was sent to a prisoner of war camp. Even there, he worked as a mechanic. The camp had many broken vehicles and machines. Ferruccio repaired them. Even in difficult times, he stayed focused on machines. This shows something important about his character. He did not complain. He worked. After the war ended in 1945, Ferruccio returned to Italy. The country was in ruins. Factories were destroyed. Cities were damaged. The economy was weak. But something interesting happened. There was also opportunity. Farmers needed tractors. The country needed rebuilding. Machines were in high demand. Ferruccio saw this clearly. Italy had many leftover military vehicles from the war. These vehicles had engines and parts that could still be used. Ferruccio had an idea. He would take old military parts and build tractors for farmers. It was a smart idea. Farmers needed tractors, but they could not afford expensive new machines. Ferruccio could build affordable tractors using available parts. In 1948, Ferruccio started his tractor company. It was called Lamborghini Trattori. At first, it was a small workshop. He worked long hours. He built tractors by hand. His tractors were strong and reliable. Farmers liked them. They were cheaper than foreign brands. The business grew quickly. By the early 1950s, Lamborghini Trattori was very successful. Ferruccio was no longer a poor farmer's son. He became a rich businessman. His company produced many tractors every year. He built a large factory. He hired workers. He expanded production. Italy was rebuilding after the war, and Lamborghini tractors helped farmers modernize their work. Ferruccio became one of Italy's important industrialists. Ferruccio did not only work hard, he also enjoyed life. As his wealth increased, he bought luxury cars. He loved fast cars. He owned Alfa Romeos, Maseratis, Jaguars. Ferrari was his favorite brand. At that time, Ferrari was already famous for fast and beautiful sports cars. Ferruccio admired them, but he also noticed problems. Ferruccio owned several Ferraris. He liked their speed and design, but he often had mechanical problems. One of the biggest issues was the clutch. The clutch would break frequently. Ferruccio was not just a customer, he was an expert mechanic. He opened the car and inspected the clutch. He realized something surprising. The clutch used in Ferrari cars was similar to the one used in his tractors, but Ferrari charged a very high price for repairs. Ferruccio became frustrated. Ferruccio decided to speak directly with Enzo Ferrari. Enzo Ferrari was the founder of Ferrari. He was known for being proud and serious. Ferruccio went to visit him. He explained the clutch problem. He suggested improvements. According to the famous story, Enzo Ferrari responded coldly. He reportedly told Ferruccio, "You are a tractor builder. You do not understand sports cars." This insult changed everything. Ferruccio was not an ordinary customer. He was a successful industrialist. He had money. He had knowledge. He had confidence. Being dismissed as just a tractor builder hurt his pride. Instead of staying angry, he made a bold decision. He would build his own sports car, and it would be better than Ferrari. In 1963, Ferruccio founded Automobili Lamborghini. He built a new factory in Sant'Agata Bolognese, near Ferrari's factory in Maranello. This was not an accident. He wanted to compete directly. Ferruccio did not want to build race cars like Ferrari. He wanted to build fast, beautiful, comfortable, reliable grand touring cars. Cars that could be driven every day, not just on a racetrack. Ferruccio knew he needed talented engineers. He hired young, skilled designers and engineers. Among them were Giotto Bizzarini, Gianpaolo Dallara, Paolo Stanzani. These men were ambitious and creative. Ferruccio gave them freedom. He said, "Build the best car you can." This trust created magic. Ferruccio was born under the Taurus zodiac sign. Taurus is symbolized by a bull. He loved bullfighting culture. The bull represented strength, power, aggression, determination. He chose the raging bull as the Lamborghini logo. This symbol became famous worldwide. The first Lamborghini car, the 350 GT, would soon appear. But that is a story for the next section. Section 1 is about the man before the legend. Ferruccio Lamborghini was a farmer's son, a war mechanic, a tractor builder, a proud businessman, a dreamer, a competitor. He did not begin with supercars. He began with soil, metal, and hard work. Ferruccio was not loud. He was confident but practical. He believed in quality. He believed in solving problems. He did not like being told he could not do something. He believed that if something was not good enough, it could be improved. This mindset built both his tractor empire and his car company. In the early 1960s, Ferruccio Lamborghini was already a very successful man. He had built a strong business making tractors after World War II. His company, Lamborghini Trattori, was one of the biggest tractor manufacturers in Italy. He was rich, confident, and proud of what he had achieved. But he wanted something more. He loved fast cars. He owned several sports cars, including cars made by Ferrari. However, he believed he could build something better. Ferruccio was not afraid of challenges. He believed that if something could be improved, it should be improved. After his famous disagreement with Enzo Ferrari, Ferruccio decided he would build his own sports car company. He did not want to compete directly in racing like Ferrari. Instead, he wanted to build refined, powerful road cars that were comfortable and reliable. In 1963, Ferruccio officially founded his new company, Automobili Lamborghini. He chose a location in Sant'Agata Bolognese, a small town in northern Italy. The location was important. It was close to other famous Italian car companies like Ferrari and Maserati. This region later became known as Italy's Motor Valley. Ferruccio built a modern factory. It was clean, organized, and efficient. He believed in using the best equipment and hiring talented people. He did not want his company to look small or weak. From the beginning, he aimed for excellence. Ferruccio knew he needed skilled engineers to make his dream real. He hired Giotto Bizzarini, a former Ferrari engineer who had helped design Ferrari's V12 engines. Bizzarini was brilliant but also very passionate and strong-willed. Ferruccio gave Bizzarini a clear mission: build a powerful V12 engine that could compete with Ferrari. Bizzarini accepted the challenge. He designed a 3.5-liter V12 engine that produced impressive power for its time. It was strong, fast, and technically advanced. However, Ferruccio did not want a racing engine. He wanted a smooth road engine. There were disagreements between Ferruccio and Bizzarini about the direction of the engine. Eventually, Bizzarini left the company. Other engineers, including Gianpaolo Dallara and Paolo Stanzani, continued developing the engine to make it suitable for road use. In 1963, Lamborghini presented its first prototype, the 350 GTV, at the Turin Motor Show. It was not fully ready. Some parts were unfinished, but it showed the world that Lamborghini was serious. The design was bold and elegant. The car had a long hood and a sleek body. It was clear that Lamborghini wanted to compete with the best sports cars in the world. After improvements and adjustments, the production version became the 350 GT. In 1964, Lamborghini released its first production car, the Lamborghini 350 GT. This car was a success. It had a V12 engine and could reach speeds of around 250 km/h, 155 mph. It was fast, smooth, and comfortable. Unlike Ferrari cars at the time, the 350 GT focused on comfort and quality. It had a refined interior with leather seats and good sound insulation. Ferruccio wanted customers to enjoy driving long distances without problems. The 350 GT impressed car critics and customers. It proved that Lamborghini was not just a dream. It was a real competitor in the luxury sports car market. After the success of the 350 GT, Lamborghini continued improving its cars. In 1966, the company introduced the 400 GT. This model had a larger 4.0-liter V12 engine. It also had small rear seats, making it slightly more practical. Sales slowly increased. The company was still small compared to Ferrari, but it was growing. Lamborghini was building a reputation for powerful engines and elegant design. Ferruccio was proud of his team. He encouraged creativity and innovation. He trusted young engineers and allowed them to experiment. One of the most important moments in Lamborghini's history happened almost by accident. A group of young engineers, including Dallara, Stanzani, and test driver Bob Wallace, had an exciting idea. They wanted to build a revolutionary sports car with the engine placed in the middle of the car, behind the driver, but in front of the rear wheels. This design was usually used in racing cars, not road cars. They worked on the project secretly at first. They created a chassis with a transverse-mounted V12 engine in the middle. When Ferruccio saw the project, he was surprised but interested. He agreed to move forward with the project. The result was the legendary Lamborghini Miura. The Miura was introduced in 1966 at the Geneva Motor Show. It shocked the world. It was beautiful, low, and aggressive. The design was created by Marcello Gandini at the design house Bertone. The car looked like nothing else on the road. The Miura had a top speed of around 280 km/h, 174 mph. It became known as one of the first true supercars. It combined extreme speed with stunning design. The public loved it. Celebrities and wealthy individuals wanted one. The Miura made Lamborghini famous worldwide. The car also changed the future of sports cars. Many companies later adopted the mid-engine layout because of the Miura's success. From the beginning, Lamborghini chose a powerful symbol, a raging bull. Ferruccio was born under the Taurus zodiac sign. He also loved Spanish bullfighting. He admired the strength and courage of fighting bulls. Many Lamborghini cars were named after famous bulls or bullfighting terms. The Miura, for example, was named after a famous Spanish bull breeder. This tradition became an important part of Lamborghini's identity. The bull logo represented power, aggression, and determination. It also symbolized Ferruccio's personality. By the late 1960s, Lamborghini had become one of the most exciting car brands in the world. The Miura received praise from car magazines. It appeared in movies and was seen in glamorous places like Monaco and Paris. However, building exotic cars was not easy. Production numbers were low, costs were high. Each car required careful hand assembly. Managing finances became more complex as the company grew. Still, during this period, Lamborghini was full of energy and creativity. Even though Ferruccio did not want direct rivalry, the media often compared Lamborghini with Ferrari. Ferrari focused heavily on racing. Lamborghini focused on road cars. Customers who wanted something different, more comfortable but still extremely fast, often chose Lamborghini. The competition helped Lamborghini grow stronger. It pushed the company to improve quality and performance. By the end of the 1960s, small problems started appearing. The Miura, although revolutionary, had technical challenges. Early versions had handling issues because of weight distribution. Engineers worked hard to improve stability and reliability. The company also needed better financial planning. Growth required investment. Ferruccio was a businessman, but the sports car market could be unpredictable. Between 1963 and 1969, Lamborghini transformed from a new company into a global icon. In just a few years, it built a factory from nothing. It designed a world-class V12 engine. It released the 350 GT and 400 GT. It created the Miura, one of the most important sports cars in history. It built a strong brand identity centered around the bull symbol. Few car companies in history have achieved so much so quickly. What made this period special was the spirit inside the company. Young engineers were allowed to dream big. Ferruccio trusted them. There was freedom to experiment. The Miura showed that Lamborghini was not afraid to break tradition. It proved that a small company could challenge giants. This creative culture would influence Lamborghini for decades. As the 1960s ended, Lamborghini stood as a respected name in the automotive world. It had earned recognition for design, speed, and innovation. But the next decade would bring serious challenges. Economic problems and global events would test the company's strength. For now, however, the years between 1963 and 1969 were a golden beginning. But inside the company there were warning signs. Production numbers were small, costs were high. Each car was built mostly by hand. This meant quality could vary, and building cars took time. Lamborghini did not have the financial strength of larger companies. It depended heavily on wealthy buyers who wanted luxury and performance. Then, the world economy changed. In 1973, a major global event shook the automotive industry: the oil crisis. Several oil-producing countries in the Middle East reduced oil exports. Fuel prices increased quickly. In many countries, there were fuel shortages. Long lines formed at gas stations. Governments introduced new rules to reduce fuel consumption. This crisis hurt companies that built large, powerful cars. Lamborghini's cars had big V12 engines. They were powerful, but they used a lot of fuel. During a fuel crisis, customers became more careful about spending money on cars that consumed gasoline quickly. Luxury car sales dropped sharply. For large companies, this was difficult. For a small company like Lamborghini, it was dangerous. At the same time, Ferruccio Lamborghini was facing financial pressure in his other businesses. His tractor company had been very successful, But the global economic slowdown affected agriculture and industrial markets too. Ferruccio had invested in several projects. When profits dropped, it became harder to manage everything. In 1972, Ferruccio made a major decision. He sold 51% of his sports car company to a Swiss businessman named Georges-Henri Rossetti. In 1973, he sold the remaining 49% to another Swiss investor, René Leimer. Ferruccio Lamborghini, the founder and driving force behind the company, left the automotive world. He retired to a quiet life in Umbria, Italy. He focused on wine production and agriculture. He did not return to the car industry. His departure marked the end of an important era. The company would now move forward without its founder's leadership and personality. Production of the Miura ended in 1973. Around 760 units had been built in total. The Miura had changed automotive history. It introduced the mid-engine layout to road cars in a serious way. It showed that a small company could challenge established giants. But by the early 1970s, the Miura faced problems. New safety and emissions regulations, especially in the United States, made it difficult to continue production without expensive redesigns. The Miura was also expensive to build. Its complex design required careful assembly. Although it ended as a legend, its departure left a gap in Lamborghini's lineup. The Countach was meant to be the future. First shown as a concept in 1971, it amazed the public with its futuristic shape. The production version finally appeared in 1974. The Countach was extremely low and wide. It had sharp edges and dramatic scissor doors that opened upward. The engine remained a V12, placed behind the driver. It became one of the most famous car designs in history. However, the Countach was difficult to build. Early models had cooling problems because the engine compartment was tight. The car's rear visibility was poor. Driving it required skill and patience. Despite its beauty and fame, production numbers were limited. Building the car required time and money that the company did not have in large amounts. In the mid-1970s, Lamborghini searched for new sources of income. One idea was to develop a military vehicle. The company created a prototype called the Cheetah. It was designed as an off-road vehicle that could be sold to the United States military. Winning a military contract would have brought large, stable income. Unfortunately, the project failed. The Cheetah had design problems. It did not win the contract. The money invested in development was lost. This failure increased the company's financial troubles. By 1975 and 1976, Lamborghini's financial situation was becoming critical. Sales were low. Costs remained high. Suppliers demanded payment. Workers worried about their jobs. The oil crisis continued to affect luxury car sales. Many customers delayed expensive purchases. Production slowed down. Some months, only a few cars were built. Without steady income, the company's debt grew. In 1978, Lamborghini officially declared bankruptcy. This was a shocking moment. The company that had created some of the most exciting cars in the world was now financially broken. Bankruptcy meant that the company could not pay its debts. The court stepped in to manage the situation. Production stopped temporarily. Workers were laid off or faced uncertain futures. Suppliers lost money. Many people believed Lamborghini would disappear. After bankruptcy, Lamborghini entered receivership. Court-appointed administrators managed the company while searching for buyers. This period was difficult and uncertain. There was very little money for new development. Production continued at very low levels. The Countach remained in limited production because it was the company's only real product. Despite the crisis, the brand still had value. The Lamborghini name was respected worldwide. Car enthusiasts still admired the Countach. The company's survival depended on finding new investors who believed in its future. The financial crisis was not only about money, it affected real people. Many workers in Sant'Agata Bolognese had been with Lamborghini since the early days. They felt proud of their work. Building exotic cars was not just a job, it was an identity. When bankruptcy came, families worried about income. The local community felt the pressure. But there was also determination. Many employees hoped the company would survive. They believed in the brand. In 1980, two Swiss brothers, Jean-Claude and Patrick Mimran, bought Lamborghini. The Mimran brothers owned a successful sugar business in Africa. They saw potential in Lamborghini despite its problems. Their purchase ended the receivership period. The new owners invested money into improving the factory. They updated equipment and tried to stabilize finances. This marked the beginning of recovery. The difficult years taught important lessons. Luxury car companies are very sensitive to global economic changes. Strong financial management is as important as engineering talent. A powerful brand identity can help a company survive crisis. Innovation alone cannot guarantee survival without stable funding. Lamborghini had brilliant engineers and iconic designs. But without stable financial planning, even great companies can fail. Throughout the 1970s, the Countach remained a symbol of hope. Even during bankruptcy, it appeared in magazines and car shows. Its extreme design captured imagination. Young people put posters of the Countach on their bedroom walls. It represented speed, wealth, and rebellion. The Countach kept Lamborghini visible in the public eye. Without it, the company might have been forgotten. By 1980, Lamborghini had survived its worst crisis. The founder had left. The oil crisis had damaged sales. The company had declared bankruptcy. Ownership had changed. But Lamborghini still existed. The 1970s were painful, but they proved something important. The brand had strength beyond money. Its identity, bold design, powerful engines, and fearless creativity kept it alive. The next decade would focus on rebuilding and growth. The 1980s were a turning point for Lamborghini. After the painful financial collapse of the 1970s, the company had survived, but only just. Bankruptcy, falling sales, and uncertainty had nearly destroyed everything Ferruccio Lamborghini had built. Now, under new ownership, the company had one major goal: stability and growth. This decade would become the era of the Countach. It would also be a time of bold business moves, technical improvements, new models, and global attention. Lamborghini would once again become a symbol of extreme design, wealth, and power. But the road to recovery was not simple. In 1980, Lamborghini was purchased by Jean-Claude and Patrick Mimran, two Swiss businessmen. The Mimran brothers believed the brand still had strong value. They understood that Lamborghini was not just a car company, it was an icon. When they took control, the company needed serious repair. The factory in Sant'Agata Bolognese needed modernization. Equipment was outdated. Production methods were slow and sometimes inefficient. Quality control needed improvement. The Mimran brothers invested heavily. They updated machinery, improved organization, and worked to stabilize finances. Slowly, confidence returned. During this period, the heart of Lamborghini's lineup was the Lamborghini Countach. Although introduced in the 1970s, the Countach truly became a global icon in the 1980s. The car looked like nothing else on the road. It was low, wide, and sharp. Its scissor doors opened upward dramatically. Its V12 engine delivered incredible power. In the early 1980s, new versions of the Countach were introduced. These included improvements in cooling, reliability, and comfort. The LP400 had been the original version. Later models like the LP500S and the 5000 Quattro Valvole added more power and larger engines. The 5000 Quattro Valvole, introduced in 1985, had a 5.2-liter V12 engine. It produced around 455 horsepower. This made it one of the fastest road cars in the world at the time. The Countach became the dream car of the decade. The 1980s were a time of bold fashion, big business, and visible wealth. In movies, television, and music videos, flashy lifestyles were celebrated. The Countach fit perfectly into this world. It appeared in films and magazines. Posters of the Countach decorated millions of bedroom walls. It became a symbol of success and rebellion. The design was aggressive and futuristic. It did not try to be subtle. It demanded attention. For many people, the Countach defined what a supercar looked like. Despite its popularity, the Countach was still built in small numbers. Lamborghini was not a mass production company. Each car required careful assembly. Skilled workers shaped body panels and assembled engines by hand. Production numbers remained low compared to large car manufacturers. But this exclusivity added to the car's appeal. Owning a Countach meant owning something rare. Although the Countach was successful, Lamborghini knew it needed more than one model to grow. In 1982, the company introduced the Jalpa. The Lamborghini Jalpa was smaller and less expensive than the Countach. It used a V8 engine instead of a V12. This made it more affordable and easier to drive. The Jalpa was designed to attract new customers, people who wanted a Lamborghini but could not afford a Countach. While it did not reach the same fame as the Countach, it helped increase sales and broaden the brand's audience. One of the most unusual Lamborghini vehicles of the 1980s was the Lamborghini LM002. Introduced in 1986, the LM002 was a high-performance off-road vehicle. It looked like a military truck, but had a powerful V12 engine. The LM002 grew from earlier military vehicle experiments. Unlike the failed Cheetah project of the 1970s, this time Lamborghini found success with wealthy buyers. The LM002 became popular with oil-rich customers in the Middle East. It was large, powerful, and dramatic, just like Lamborghini's sports cars. Some people called it the Rambo Lambo. Although production numbers were low, the LM002 showed Lamborghini's willingness to experiment. Under the Mimran brothers, Lamborghini slowly returned to financial stability. The factory became more efficient. Quality improved. Sales increased, especially as the global economy recovered in the mid-1980s. The Countach continued to sell steadily. The Jalpa added additional income. By the mid-1980s, Lamborghini was once again profitable. This was a major achievement, considering the bankruptcy just a few years earlier. The 1980s were not just about style. They were also about technical progress. Lamborghini engineers worked to improve reliability. Earlier models had sometimes been difficult to maintain. Cooling systems were redesigned. Interiors became more refined. Air conditioning and comfort features improved. While Lamborghini cars were still extreme machines, they became slightly easier to live with. This helped attract more customers. During the 1980s, Lamborghini expanded its international presence. The United States became an important market again. Regulations had become stricter, but Lamborghini adapted its cars to meet safety and emission standards. Dealership networks improved. Marketing became more organized. The Lamborghini name regained strength around the world. In 1987, a major change occurred. The American automotive giant Chrysler Corporation purchased Lamborghini. Chrysler saw potential in the Italian brand. The purchase provided Lamborghini with strong financial backing. Under Chrysler ownership, further improvements were made to the factory and product development. Chrysler also began planning future models that would modernize the lineup. Although some enthusiasts worried about American ownership, the investment provided stability. By the late 1980s, the Countach had evolved significantly from its original 1974 form. The 25th anniversary edition, introduced in 1988, celebrated Lamborghini's 25 years as a company. This version featured improved aerodynamics, updated styling, and better cooling systems. It was one of the most refined versions of the Countach ever built. Production of the Countach would continue into the early 1990s, but its main era of cultural dominance was the 1980s. Despite recovery, Lamborghini still faced challenges. Production costs were high. Competition from Ferrari and Porsche was strong. Developing new models required heavy investment. The supercar market remained small compared to mainstream car markets. However, compared to the dark days of 1978 bankruptcy, the company was in a much stronger position. By the end of the 1980s, Lamborghini had fully embraced its image. The Raging Bull logo represented strength and aggression. The cars were bold and dramatic. They were not built for quiet elegance. They were built to shock and excite. The 1980s helped create the modern image of Lamborghini as the ultimate poster car. The 1980s were not perfect. There were financial pressures and ownership changes. But this decade proved something important. Lamborghini could recover. After bankruptcy, it rebuilt. After uncertainty, it found stability. After decline, it became desirable again. The Countach was the hero of this era. It carried the brand through difficult times and into global fame. As the 1980s ended, Lamborghini was once again strong but still vulnerable. The automotive world was changing. Technology was advancing. Competition was growing. Chrysler ownership brought resources, but also new expectations. The company would soon enter the 1990s, another period of change and transformation. But thanks to the success of the Countach and the investments of the 1980s, Lamborghini was ready to move forward. The period from the early 1990s to 2010 was one of the most important transformations in Lamborghini's history. After decades of financial instability, ownership changes, and limited production, the company finally entered a period of structure, discipline, and long-term planning. This was the era when Lamborghini stopped simply surviving and began truly growing again. This section tells the full story of that transformation, from the final years of the Countach and the rise of the Diablo, through uncertainty in the mid-1990s, to the powerful revival under Audi ownership with the Murcielago and Gallardo. At the start of the 1990s, Lamborghini was closing one legendary chapter and opening another. Production of the Lamborghini Countach ended in 1990. For 16 years, the Countach had defined Lamborghini's image. It was extreme, loud, and dramatic. But technology had moved forward, and customers wanted something more modern. In 1990, Lamborghini introduced the Lamborghini Diablo. The Diablo was a huge step forward. It used a 5.7-liter V12 engine that produced around 492 horsepower in its early version. It could reach speeds over 300 km, about 200 mph. At the time, this made it one of the fastest production cars in the world. The Diablo kept the famous scissor doors. Its design was smoother and more aerodynamic than the Countach, but still aggressive. The interior was more refined, with better materials and improved comfort. The Diablo represented Lamborghini's attempt to modernize while keeping its wild personality. At this time, Lamborghini was owned by Chrysler Corporation. Chrysler had purchased Lamborghini in 1987. The American company provided financial support and helped modernize the factory. Chrysler engineers also helped refine the Diablo during its final development stages. Quality control improved compared to earlier decades. Fit and finish became better. However, Lamborghini still operated on a relatively small scale. The Diablo became popular among wealthy buyers, especially in the United States. It appeared in movies, music videos, and magazines throughout the 1990s. But Chrysler itself began facing financial challenges. In 1994, it decided to sell Lamborghini. In 1994, Lamborghini was sold to an Indonesian investment group called Megatech. The company was controlled by Indonesian businessman Tommy Suharto. This period was unstable. Although the Diablo continued to sell in limited numbers, investment in new development slowed. The company lacked clear long-term direction. Resources were limited. Several Diablo versions were released during this time: Diablo VT, all-wheel drive; Diablo SV, Sport Veloce; Diablo SE30, 30th Anniversary Special Edition. These versions helped maintain interest, but the company needed deeper modernization. By the mid-1990s, competition in the supercar market was increasing. Ferrari, Porsche, and other manufacturers were investing heavily in new technology. Lamborghini risked falling behind. In 1998, everything changed. The German luxury manufacturer Audi purchased Lamborghini. Audi itself is part of the larger Volkswagen Group, one of the biggest automotive companies in the world. This acquisition brought stability that Lamborghini had never fully experienced before. Audi provided strong financial backing, advanced engineering knowledge, modern production systems, strict quality control standards. This moment marked the beginning of what many consider the true modern era of Lamborghini. After Audi took control, major changes happened inside the Sant'Agata Bolognese factory. Production processes were reorganized, machinery was updated, quality standards were raised to match German precision. The goal was clear: keep Lamborghini's Italian design and emotion, but combine it with German engineering reliability. This combination would become the brand's new identity. Employees were trained under stricter systems, supply chains improved, development planning became more structured. The company finally had long-term support. Under Audi ownership, the Diablo received important updates. In 1999, the Diablo GT was introduced. It featured aggressive styling and improved performance. Later versions included improved interiors and updated technology. The Diablo VT 6.0, released in 2000, was the final and most refined version. It featured better materials, improved engine management, and smoother performance. By this point, Lamborghini was preparing for its first fully Audi-era car. Production of the Diablo ended in 2001. Around 2,900 units had been built over its lifespan. The Diablo had carried Lamborghini through the 1990s, but now it was time for something new. In 2001, Lamborghini introduced the Lamborghini Murcielago. This was the first all-new Lamborghini developed under Audi ownership. The Murcielago used a 6.2-liter V12 engine producing about 580 horsepower. It had all-wheel drive and advanced aerodynamics. Its design was bold but cleaner than earlier models. It kept the scissor doors, maintaining Lamborghini tradition. Critics praised the Murcielago for improved build quality, better reliability, more stable handling, modern technology. It was still dramatic and emotional, but now it felt more solid and refined. The Murcielago proved that Lamborghini could combine passion with precision. In 2003, Lamborghini introduced a smaller and more affordable model, the Lamborghini Gallardo. This car would change the company's future. The Gallardo used a 5.0-liter V10 engine. It was smaller than the Murcielago and easier to drive. It was designed to compete directly with Ferrari's V8 models and Porsche's high-performance cars. The Gallardo was more practical for daily use. It offered better visibility, smoother controls, and improved comfort. Sales increased dramatically. Over 14,000 Gallardos were built between 2003 and 2013. This made it the best-selling Lamborghini in history at that time. The Gallardo gave Lamborghini financial strength like never before. During the 2000s, Lamborghini returned to motorsport more seriously. The Gallardo GT3 became popular in international racing competitions. It proved that Lamborghini could compete at high levels. Although Lamborghini never focused on Formula One like Ferrari, motorsport involvement helped strengthen its performance image. Under Audi, Lamborghini expanded worldwide. New dealerships opened in Asia, the Middle East, and North America. Production numbers increased from a few hundred cars per year in the 1990s to several thousand per year by the late 2000s. Revenue grew steadily. The company became consistently profitable. For the first time in decades, Lamborghini was not struggling to survive. During this period, Lamborghini focused heavily on brand identity. The Raging Bull logo symbolized power and aggression. The company emphasized Italian design, extreme performance, exclusivity, customization. Customers could personalize their cars through special color programs and interior materials. Limited edition models increased exclusivity and excitement. By 2010, the Murcielago had reached the end of its production life. The final version, the LP67 Super Veloce, represented the peak of V12 performance during that era. Over 4,000 Murcielagos were produced. It had successfully replaced the Diablo and established Lamborghini as a serious modern supercar manufacturer. A new V12 flagship was already in development. Between the early 1990s and 2010, Lamborghini had changed completely. In the early 1990s, it was still unstable and dependent on limited production. By 2010, production had multiplied, quality had dramatically improved. Global presence had expanded, financial stability had been achieved. The Audi acquisition was the most important event of this era. It gave Lamborghini the structure and security it needed to thrive. The 21st century represents the most dynamic, ambitious, and globally influential era in Lamborghini's history. After the stability and modernization brought by the Audi acquisition in 1998, Lamborghini entered a period of unprecedented growth, technological innovation, and expansion into new vehicle categories. The company not only strengthened its legacy of producing extreme supercars, but also began exploring new markets, pushing the boundaries of automotive design, and cementing its position as a symbol of luxury, performance, and Italian craftsmanship worldwide. This section explores Lamborghini's journey from 2011 to the present, covering new model introductions, technical innovations, expansion into SUVs and hybrid technologies, brand evolution, and the company's cultural impact. After the Murcielago, Lamborghini needed a successor that could maintain its V12 legacy while meeting modern expectations for performance, reliability, and safety. In 2011, Lamborghini introduced the Lamborghini Aventador. The Aventador was a technological marvel. It featured a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine, producing 690 horsepower in the base model. This allowed the car to accelerate from 0 to 100 km/h in just 2.9 seconds and reach a top speed of over 350 km/h, 217 mph. The Aventador combined the dramatic Lamborghini design language, sharp angles, low-slung profile, scissor doors, with modern aerodynamics and advanced electronics. The Aventador also introduced Lamborghini's new monocoque chassis, made entirely from carbon fiber. This significantly reduced weight while increasing structural rigidity. The car came equipped with all-wheel drive, advanced traction control, and active aerodynamics. It represented the culmination of decades of engineering experience and the beginning of a new era in supercar technology. Multiple versions of the Aventador followed, including the LP704, LP750 Super Veloce, Aventador S, and SVJ. Each iteration added more power, lighter materials, and refined handling, showing Lamborghini's commitment to continuous innovation. While the Aventador continued the V12 legacy, Lamborghini recognized the need for a smaller, more accessible V10 supercar. The Lamborghini Huracan was introduced in 2014 as the successor to the Gallardo. The Huracan featured a 5.2-liter V10 engine, producing up to 610 horsepower in the base LP610-4 model. Like the Aventador, it used an all-wheel drive system, but it was designed to be more agile, easier to handle, and slightly more practical for daily driving. The car retained Lamborghini's iconic design cues, including sharp edges, low stance, and aggressive front fascia, while integrating modern features like LED lighting, advanced infotainment, and improved aerodynamics. The Huracan proved to be a commercial and critical success. Lamborghini expanded its customer base, selling significantly higher volumes than previous V10 models. Multiple versions of the Huracan were released, including the Spider, convertible, Performante, track-focused, Evo, enhanced performance, and STO, Super Trofeo Omologata, inspired by racing series. The Huracan demonstrated Lamborghini's ability to combine extreme performance with usability, reliability, and global appeal, bridging the gap between exclusivity and accessibility. One of the boldest and most controversial moves in Lamborghini's history was the introduction of the Lamborghini Urus in 2018. For decades, Lamborghini had resisted producing SUVs, believing they were not in line with the company's performance-focused ethos. However, changing market demands and the financial success of competitors' super SUVs convinced the company to reconsider. The Urus is a high-performance SUV with a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 engine producing 650 horsepower. It combines Lamborghini's signature sharp design language with SUV practicality. With a top speed of 305 km/h, 190 mph, the Urus is one of the fastest production SUVs in the world. The Urus was revolutionary for Lamborghini for several reasons. Expanded customer base. The SUV appealed to new markets, particularly in North America, the Middle East, and Asia. Families, wealthy entrepreneurs, and celebrities could now own a Lamborghini without sacrificing practicality. Financial impact. Urus sales quickly became the highest volume model in Lamborghini history. It helped stabilize revenue streams and allowed investment in R&D and new technologies. Engineering challenge. Lamborghini successfully combined the dynamic handling of a sports car with the versatility and comfort expected of an SUV. Active suspension, adaptive drive modes, and advanced aerodynamics were integrated. The Urus proved that Lamborghini could innovate while staying true to its extreme performance heritage. By the late 2010s, environmental regulations and global sustainability concerns began affecting high-performance car manufacturing. Lamborghini recognized the need to integrate hybrid technology without compromising its V12 and V10 heritage. The company began developing plug-in hybrid prototypes and energy recovery systems for future vehicles. This includes plans for a hybrid V12 supercar, likely a successor to the Aventador, and a hybrid V10 Huracan variant. The goal is to reduce emissions while maintaining performance, ensuring Lamborghini remains competitive in a rapidly evolving automotive market. This represents a philosophical shift. Lamborghini is now embracing innovation not only for speed and design, but also for sustainability and regulatory compliance. Throughout the 21st century, Lamborghini has continued the tradition of producing special editions and limited-run vehicles. These cars serve multiple purposes, celebrating heritage, pushing technological boundaries, and attracting collectors. Examples include Aventador SVJ, Superveloce Jota, track-focused performance, improved aerodynamics, and power increased to over 770 horsepower. Huracan STO, inspired by racing series, lightweight, and optimized for track performance. Centenario 2016, limited edition to celebrate Ferruccio Lamborghini's 100th birthday, featuring a V12 engine and advanced aerodynamics. Sian FKP 37, 2019, Lamborghini's first hybrid supercar, combining a supercapacitor-based electric system with the V12 engine for a total output of 819 horsepower. These special editions reinforce Lamborghini's image as an innovator and luxury brand, maintaining exclusivity while exploring cutting-edge technology. The 21st century has seen Lamborghini expand its global footprint. Dealerships have been established in all major regions, including North America, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia Pacific. Lamborghini has also focused on customer experience. Lamborghini Academia, driver training programs for high-performance vehicles, museum and factory tours. Sant'Agata Bolognese has become a major tourist attraction for car enthusiasts worldwide. Customization programs. The Ad Personam program allows clients to personalize vehicles with unique colors, materials, and finishes. This focus on customer engagement strengthens brand loyalty and helps create lifelong ambassadors for Lamborghini. While Lamborghini has never fully embraced Formula One or traditional racing series like Ferrari, it has maintained a strong presence in motorsports through Lamborghini Super Trofeo, a one-make racing series featuring Gallardo and Huracan race cars, held on multiple continents. GT3 Racing. Gallardo and Huracan GT3 cars compete in international endurance races and championships. These programs showcase Lamborghini's technical expertise, improve vehicle performance through racing-derived innovations, and reinforce the brand's image as a serious performance manufacturer. reshaping high-performance cars. Lamborghini has embraced these changes proactively. Cyan FKP37, first hybrid supercar using a supercapacitor system. Electrification plans. Lamborghini aims to introduce hybrid and electric V12 and V10 vehicles. Sustainable materials. Exploring recyclable carbon fiber, sustainable interior materials, and reduced environmental impact during production. These initiatives show Lamborghini is preparing for a future where performance, luxury, and sustainability coexist. The 2010 saw Lamborghini achieve record-breaking sales. The Huracan became the best-selling Lamborghini model ever. The Urus exceeded all expectations for volume, becoming the highest-selling model. Global markets expanded significantly, with Asia and North America leading demand. This financial strength allows Lamborghini to invest in R&D, factory expansion, and innovative technologies while maintaining exclusivity and high brand value. Lamborghini has integrated advanced technology into both performance and user experience. Infotainment systems, touchscreen displays, navigation, and connectivity. Active aerodynamics, adaptive spoilers, diffusers, and underbody airflow systems. Driver assistance, stability control, traction control, and ABS tailored for supercar performance. Digital engineering, computer-aided design and aerodynamic simulations for rapid development. Technology allows Lamborghini to maintain extreme performance while improving safety, reliability, and usability. By the late 2010s and early 2020s, Lamborghini has positioned itself as a leading supercar manufacturer, offering extreme performance and emotional design. A global luxury brand, reaching new markets and demographics. A technological innovator, integrating hybrid technology, carbon fiber, and advanced electronics. A cultural icon, appearing in pop culture, motorsports, and media worldwide. The company is preparing for the next generation of vehicles, electric supercars, advanced hybrids, and limited edition models that push performance and sustainability. From 2011 to the present, Lamborghini has entered its most ambitious era yet. Highlights include introduction of the Aventador, 2011, a new V12 flagship, combining extreme design with modern engineering. Launch of the Huracan, 2014, a highly successful V10 model expanding the customer base. Introduction of the Urus, 2018, a record-breaking high-performance SUV, opening new markets. First hybrid supercars, Cyan FKP37, and future electrification plans. Global expansion and brand reinforcement, academia programs, ad personam customization, and worldwide dealership networks. In the 21st century, Lamborghini has combined Italian artistry, extreme performance, modern technology, and global brand strategy. The company has moved beyond survival, becoming a sustainable, profitable, and culturally influential icon.